The geopolitical landscape of the Persian Gulf shifted decisively on April 1, 2026, when the Royal Bahraini Air Force, RBAF, recorded the first-ever air-to-air combat victory for the F-16 Block 70. In a pre-dawn engagement that lasted fewer than 7 minutes, a Bahraini F-16D Viper intercepted and destroyed 2 Iranian-manufactured unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs, that had penetrated the island kingdom's outer defensive layers. This engagement serves as a definitive validation of Lockheed Martin's newest production variant of the Fighting Falcon, effectively transitioning the Block 70 from a high-tech export prospect to a combat-proven asset in one of the world's most contested airspaces. At approximately 03:15 a.m. local time on April 1, 2026, ground-based radar arrays and littoral surveillance sensors detected 2 low RCS, radar cross-section, contacts emerging from the eastern coast of the Persian Gulf, tracking west-southwest toward Bahrain's critical energy infrastructure. These targets, later identified as Shahed series suicide drones, utilized a low and slow flight profile, attempting to mask their arrival amidst the radar clutter of the Gulf's heavy maritime traffic. When ground-based interceptors failed to achieve a definitive lock-on due to the target's proximity to civilian infrastructure and their low altitude, the RBAF scrambled a pair of F-16 Block 70s from Isa Air Base. The lead aircraft, an F-16D variant, utilized its AN/APG-83 Scalable Agile Beam Radar, SABRE, to isolate the targets from the background noise of the sea. According to sources familiar with the engagement, the pilot initially employed an RTX AIM-120C7 Advanced Medium-Range Air-to-Air Missile, AMRAAM, to neutralize the first drone at a standoff range. As the second drone adjusted its flight path, the pilot closed the distance and utilized an AIM-9X Sidewinder, a high off-boresight infrared missile, to secure the second kill. On April 9, 2026, Lockheed Martin officially confirmed the victory via social media, stating, "Proven in combat, 2 hostile unmanned aerial vehicles eliminated." The success of the intercept is attributed almost entirely to the Viper upgrade package, which differentiates the Block 70 from the older Block 40 variants Bahrain has operated since the 1990s. The AN/APG-83 SABRE AESA radar, unlike the older mechanically scanned radars, MSAs, that often struggle with small plastic-bodied drones, the SABRE Active Electronically Scanned Array, AESA, provides 5th-generation sensing capabilities. It draws significant hardware and software commonality from the F-22's APG-77 and the F-35's APG-81. Its ability to track dozens of targets simultaneously while maintaining high resolution on low observable threats was the deciding factor in the pre-dawn darkness. AN/AAQ-33 Sniper Advanced Targeting Pod. This system allowed the RBAF pilots to visually identify the drones at a significant distance before firing, ensuring that no civilian aircraft or friendly assets were in the line of fire, a critical requirement in the crowded Gulf skies. Digital backbone. The aircraft's new Modular Mission Computer, MMC, and high-speed data bus allowed for seamless integration between the radar and the AIM-9X, AIM-120 missile systems, reducing the sensor-to-shooter timeline to seconds. Bahrain serves as the global launch customer for the F-16 Block 70, having signed a $1.1 billion agreement in 2018 for 16 new-build aircraft. The first ferry cell of 3 jets arrived at Isa Air Base in March 2024, following rigorous testing at Edwards Air Force Base in California. The timing of their arrival proved prophetic. Since the outbreak of regional hostilities on February 28, 2026, Bahraini Defense Forces report they have intercepted a staggering 194 missiles and 515 drones. The April 1st engagement, however, was the first time the F-16 Block 70 was forced to use its kinetic capabilities to defend the kingdom's sovereignty. The RBAF currently maintains a fleet that is essentially a tale of 2 eras. The legacy Block 40s, which have a limited lifespan and aging sensors, and the new Block 70s, which feature a 12,000-hour airframe life. This longevity ensures that Bahrain's air-to-air capability remains viable through the 2060s. Capability is the only currency that matters in the Gulf. From the perspective of a senior strategic analyst, the Bahraini shootdown is far more than a technical milestone for Lockheed Martin. It is a manifestation of a new era in asymmetric warfare and regional security architecture. To understand the gravity of this event, we must look behind the curtain of tactical success to the structural shifts occurring in the Middle East. Realist logic dictates that warfare is fundamentally an economic contest of attrition. The April 1st engagement highlights a glaring asymmetry trap. A single AIM-120D AMRAAM carries a price tag exceeding $1 million, while the AIM-9X Sidewinder costs approximately $450,000. In contrast, the Iranian-made Shahed drones they destroyed are valued between $20,000 and $50,000. Critics argue that using million-dollar missiles to swat away $20,000 drones is a recipe for strategic exhaustion. However, the realist counter-argument is based on protected value. If those 2 drones had successfully struck the Bapco refinery in Sitra or the U.S. Navy's 5th Fleet headquarters in Jufair, the resulting damage, in terms of energy disruption, human life, and repair costs, would have run into the hundreds of millions. Bahrain is not just buying missiles, it is buying insurance for its national survival. For a nation with a GDP significantly smaller than its neighbors, the cost of a missile is negligible compared to the cost of a crippled economy. The F-16 Block 70 represents a 4.5 generation bridge. While the F-35 Lightning II is the undisputed gold standard of the U.S.-led security umbrella, political, financial, and technical barriers prevent many allies from acquiring it. Bahrain's success proves that the Viper can fulfill 80% of the F-35's mission profile, particularly in air defense and maritime interdiction, at a lower operational cost and with a faster delivery timeline. For Lockheed Martin, this is a massive marketing victory. With a backlog of over 130 Block 70-72 aircraft for nations like Slovakia, Bulgaria, Jordan, and Taiwan, the combat-proven tag will accelerate global demand. It signals to the world that you do not need a stealth fighter to defeat modern asymmetric threats. You need a modern sensor suite on a reliable platform. Geography is destiny, but technology is the equalizer. The Iranian strategy has long relied on saturating the shield, using swarms of low-cost drones to overwhelm expensive fixed air defense batteries like the Patriot or THAAD. By successfully using the F-16 as a mobile high-speed interceptor, Bahrain has demonstrated that the shield is now mobile and intelligent. Unlike a Patriot battery, which is a static target with a limited field of view, a Viper patrol can be vectored anywhere across the archipelago, closing the gap in ground-based coverage. This complicates Tehran's strike calculus. They can no longer assume that a drone that leaks through the ground-based radar will reach its target. The presence of the AN/APG-83 radar means the drones are visible long before they reach the kill zone. We must also consider the role of the United States. Bahrain is a major non-NATO ally and the host of NAVCENT. The integration of the Block 70 into Bahrain's defense force is essentially an extension of the U.S.'s own integrated air and missile defense, IAMD, strategy for the region. This engagement is a real-world test of the integrated shield concept touted in the Abraham Accords. It demonstrates that the GCC, Gulf Cooperation Council, states are becoming increasingly capable of handling their own defense, reducing the boots-on-the-ground burden for Washington while maintaining the tech-in-the-air advantage. A realist analyst must always look for the second-order effect. While the shoot-down is a defensive victory, it forces Iran to evolve. If $20,000 drones are being shot down by F-16s, Tehran will likely move toward more sophisticated, faster cruise missiles or larger swarming tactics designed to specifically deplete Bahrain's missile magazines. The next phase of this conflict will likely see the RBAF looking for even cheaper ways to kill drones, perhaps through the use of laser-guided rockets like the APKWS or internal 20mm cannon fire, though the latter is notoriously difficult against small UAVs. Finally, observe the impact on other Viper customers. Taiwan, in particular, will be watching this very closely. The threat profile Bahrain faces, asymmetric drone swarms from a larger neighbor, is nearly identical to what the Republic of China Air Force expects in a cross-strait conflict. The fact that the Sabre radar successfully tracked and destroyed these threats in a high-clutter environment will provide immense confidence to Taipei. The F-16 Block 70 has officially entered the history books. By drawing first blood against the Iranian drone threat, Bahrain has validated a multi-billion-dollar bet on 4.5-generation technology. The Viper is no longer just a refurbished legend. It is a modern predator optimized for the 21st century battlefield. Strategic foresight suggests that the era of easy drone strikes in the Gulf is ending. The sky has become a transparent battlefield for those with the right sensors. Security is expensive, but irrelevance is fatal. This has been a deep-dive strategic news script for Global Report. As the dust settles over the Persian Gulf, the world watches the F-16 Block 70 with new respect. Whether this success leads to a de-escalation or a new phase of the arms race remains to be seen. One thing is certain: the Viper's venom is very real.